Hey guys, today I wanted to speak with you about the ever popular topic of how to get a flat stomach. There's a million different suggestions out there on the internet, but in this video, I'm going to give you my top 3 proven and most effective tips. This is what I personally do to keep my abs flat and toned. Before I explain my tips, I want you to keep in mind that having a flat, toned stomach is really a combination of 3 things. Number 1, the amount of body fat in that area needs to be relatively low. Now, this seems like a no-brainer, but it's pretty common for people to do a lot of sit-ups and things like this, hoping to get a six-pack, not realizing what they really need to do, first of all, is reduce the amount of overall fat tissue sitting on their abs so that their abs can actually show through. Number 2 has to do with bloating. So if you're really bloated, you're not going to have a flat stomach, even if you have a low body fat percentage. The third component to having a toned midsection is developing the muscles in your core. You can be skinny, but if you don't do at least a little bit to develop that core musculature, you're not going to have toned looking abs. Okay, so based on these 3 components, I'm going to explain my top 3 tips. Tip number 1 has to do with diet. You've all heard the expression, abs are made in the kitchen, and there's a lot of truth to it. The best way to reduce your overall body fat is to eat a diet that is very high in whole plant foods, especially raw fruits and vegetables. Before I switched to a low-fat, plant-based diet, I was eating the typical gym diet consisting of whey protein, Greek yogurt, chicken breasts, egg whites, etc. I always kind of felt like I was starving myself a little bit, and I was always struggling to lose the last bit of extra body fat that I felt that I was carrying. When I switched to a mostly raw, high-carb, vegan diet, I leaned out without even trying. About 6 weeks into changing my diet, I looked in the mirror and suddenly I noticed, oh my God, I'm so much leaner. It honestly shocked me because I actually thought this lifestyle would make me gain weight. I had been so brainwashed by the whole carbs make you fat propaganda. Tip number 2 has to do with reducing bloating, and it's also related to diet. For me, plant foods, especially high water content and high fiber fruits and vegetables, digest very well. I no longer have issues with being backed up. When I was eating a high fat and high protein foods, my stomach would have such a hard time breaking down those foods that I would sometimes go for 4 days without having a bowel movement. It was really uncomfortable, and honestly, I looked like I was 6 months pregnant if I didn't suck it in. Not only that, but I often felt full yet hungry at the same time, which if you've experienced that, you know it's a really weird and uncomfortable feeling. So definitely, if you want to avoid bloating, don't eat heavy foods, don't eat processed foods that are difficult to digest. Another suggestion that I have relative to bloating is try not to eat too late in the evening. I like to have my dinner between 5 and 8 p.m. and even 8 o'clock is kind of pushing it. I find that if I eat a big meal close to when I'm about to go to bed, it just doesn't digest as well, and I usually wake up with my stomach distended. I really think it's best to finish eating at least 3 hours before you go to bed so that your body can process the food before it goes into rest and repair mode. For me, the earlier that I eat dinner, the flatter my stomach is the next morning. Of course, if you're really hungry and it's close to bedtime, it's totally okay to eat something. Just make sure that whatever it is, it's easy to digest. My favorite thing to eat before bed, if I'm hungry, is a couple pieces of fruit. But if you notice yourself hungry before bed often, then reevaluate your dinner. Chances are you're not eating enough. My third tip has to do with exercise. If you want a flat and toned stomach, doing 200 sit-ups a day is not going to cut it. You need to do whole body exercises that reduce fat and work your core at the same time. Of course, you can also do exercises that target the core, and those will help, but the best way to reduce overall body fat is to do full body exercises that increase your heart rate and metabolism. So there you have it. Those are my top 3 tips on how to get flat and toned stomach. If you feel like you really want to put these tips into practice, but you don't know where to start, you can check out my 15-week HIIT Camp program. It's a 15-week exercise program based on my weekly fitness routine. It also comes with a meal plan, 30 bonus recipes, and these are recipes that I eat on a daily basis. In this program, I'm basically showing you exactly what I eat and how I train. So if you want to learn more, go to christinesalas.com/hitcamp or click the link in the description. I'm really excited about this program because it's a lot of fun and it takes all the guesswork out of getting results. So go to christinesalas.com/hitcamp or click the link below to find out more.